Tomorrow morning, the stock market could lose 40%. And strangely enough, millions of people would move one step closer to financial freedom because of it. Others would quietly lose years they can never buy back. Same crash, completely different futures. The difference isn't money, it's your financial runway. Before we talk about retirement accounts, we need to understand something even more important than the market itself. If you enjoy practical money psychology explained simply, consider subscribing. It's Monday morning. You pour a cup of coffee, unlock your phone, and open your investment app before leaving for work. The number on the screen is far lower than it was on Friday. Every financial headline is screaming the same word, crash. Television anchors sound nervous. Your coworkers are refreshing their portfolios every few minutes. Your phone won't stop buzzing with breaking news alerts. For a moment, one thought drowns out everything else. My retirement is ruined. But is it? Maybe the more important question isn't how much money disappeared overnight. Maybe it's how many working years you still have ahead of you. That's what I call your financial runway. Because the same market crash creates completely different futures, simply because people are standing on different runways. Imagine 4 people standing in front of the exact same market crash. The headlines are identical. The percentage loss is identical, but their futures are not. Jason is 33 years old. He has roughly 30 years left before retirement. His portfolio falls sharply, but every paycheck he earns from now on can still buy investments at lower prices. Time is still working for him. Emily is 44. She has about 20 years left on her financial runway. A crash hurts more because her balance is larger, but she still has enough years for new contributions and long-term growth to do much of the heavy lifting. Her runway is shorter, but it is still long enough to recover. Robert is 57. Retirement no longer feels distant. It feels visible. A 40% decline forces him to think differently. He has less time to replace losses, fewer working years ahead, and every financial decision suddenly carries more weight. His challenge isn't panic. It's protecting the years he has left. Then there's Linda at 63. She has already begun imagining life after work. A major market decline doesn't simply reduce a number on a screen. It changes the timing of important life decisions. Should she retire later? Spend less? Delay long-awaited plans? The market delivered the same blow to everyone, but each person experienced a completely different reality. Not because one was smarter, not because one had a better investment account, but because each stood on a different financial runway. That's the mistake many people make during a market crash. They compare account balances instead of remaining time. They ask how much money disappeared. They rarely ask how many years are still available for that money to recover, grow, and continue working. The market didn't change. The real variable was never the market. The real variable was time. Because time quietly changes the meaning of every dollar you own. And once you understand that, you discover something even more important. A dollar behaves very differently depending on how much time it still has to work. When you're 25, most of your money has one primary job: to grow. Its value doesn't come from what it can buy today. It comes from what it may become decades from now. By 45, that job begins to change. Growth still matters, but protection becomes just as important. You're no longer building from scratch. You're protecting years of progress while still giving your investments enough room to keep working. By 60, the job changes again. Now your money isn't trying to become something bigger. It's trying to support the life you've spent decades building. The money itself never changed, only its assignment did. That's why asking whether the market is up or down is often the wrong question. A better question is this: what job is your money supposed to do today?
That brings us to another idea that quietly changes the way you see personal finance.
Every dollar has a departure date. The money for next month's mortgage has a very short journey. It will leave your account in a matter of weeks. The money you've saved for a family vacation may stay put until next summer. An emergency fund might remain untouched for years, waiting for a day you hope never comes. A college fund has its own timeline. Retirement savings may not be needed for another 20 or 30 years. Every dollar is following a different schedule. The biggest financial mistake isn't watching your investments fall during a market decline. It's forcing long-term money to leave before its job is finished. Selling retirement investments to solve a short-term problem is like pulling fruit from a tree before it has time to ripen. The loss isn't just today's lower price. The real loss is everything that money could have become if it had been allowed to stay where it belonged.
Once you understand that every dollar has its own departure date,
the stock market starts looking completely different. Most people divide the market into only two seasons, a bull market and a bear market. But your financial life is far more personal than that. I prefer to think of it as money seasons. Not because the market changes, because you do. Your first season is spring. This is the season of building. Your career is growing. Your income is gradually improving. Every paycheck plants another small seed. A market decline during this season may feel uncomfortable, but it also gives those new seeds more room to grow over the years ahead. Then comes summer. This is the season of acceleration. Your income is stronger. Your investments have become meaningful. Compound growth begins doing more work than your latest contribution. Your focus shifts from simply saving money to building momentum. After that comes autumn. This is where protection becomes just as important as growth. You have spent years creating wealth. Now you're thinking about preserving it without stopping it from working. Risk doesn't disappear. But your relationship with risk changes. Finally comes winter. Not a season of fear. A season of purpose. Your investments are no longer preparing for a future that is decades away. They're helping support the life you've already earned. The same market crash means something completely different in each of these seasons. For someone in spring, it may simply be cheaper prices. For someone in summer, it may be a chance to accelerate long-term growth. For someone in autumn, it's a reminder to balance opportunity with protection. For someone in winter, preserving stability often matters more than chasing higher returns. That's why one financial headline can never fit everyone. When television tells millions of people exactly what they should do next, it quietly assumes they're all living in the same season. They're not. Some people are planting. Others are harvesting. Some are still climbing. Others are already living on what they spent decades building. The market isn't giving everyone the same experience. It's simply revealing where they already are. That leads to another question almost everyone asks. How much money do I need? It's an understandable question, but it isn't the most important one. A better question is this: how many years of freedom am I buying back? Because money isn't the final goal. Time is. Every dollar you save, invest, or protect is quietly purchasing something far more valuable than a larger account balance. It's buying mornings you don't have to rush. It's buying choices you don't have to regret. It's buying the ability to spend more time with the people who matter most. Cars become old. Houses eventually need repairs. Vacations come and go. But time, once purchased through financial freedom, becomes the one asset that continues paying you every single day. Once you stop measuring wealth by dollars, your next financial decision becomes much clearer. At some point, every investor realizes that markets cannot be controlled. Interest rates cannot be controlled. Headlines cannot be controlled. The economy cannot be controlled. But there is one thing that can: the purpose you assign to every dollar before life asks you to spend it. Before making any financial decision, pause for a moment and ask yourself a different set of questions. What is this dollar supposed to do? How long is it meant to stay invested? Am I still in the season of building, or have I entered the season of protecting? How much financial runway do I still have? And perhaps the most important question of all, how many years of freedom is this decision buying for my future? Notice that none of these questions begin with the market, they begin with you. Because successful investing has never been about predicting tomorrow's headlines, it's about making today's decisions match tomorrow's purpose. When your money has a clear assignment, temporary market movements become easier to understand. Not because losses stop hurting, but because every dollar already knows where it belongs and how long it is supposed to stay there. That's why the biggest financial mistake isn't losing money during a market decline. Markets have always moved in cycles, and no one can avoid every downturn. The real mistake is forcing long-term money to leave before its work is finished. When tomorrow's money is spent solving today's fear, the greatest loss isn't the account balance. It's the future that balance was quietly building. Once you begin thinking this way, your financial decisions become calmer, more intentional, and far less dependent on whatever happens this week. And that changes the meaning of a market crash forever. Tomorrow, the market may fall, or it may rise. But the market has never been the final author of your future. Your financial runway is, your time is, your system is. A market crash doesn't create winners and losers. It simply reveals who prepared their money for the right season. If this video changed the way you think about retirement, tell me in the comments how many years are left on your financial runway. And if you enjoy practical, story-driven personal finance, subscribe for more videos that help you build lasting financial freedom.